So I guess after I'll come run out and grab an extension cord along with the charger so I can charge this bad boy.
Sounds good.
And I'm gonna get my water too.
This is just traffic.
You going, bro?
Go over there and break. I think they're probably gonna ask for my check now.
Sorry, you just come back.
Hello, hello.
May I have your attention, please? Study of program.
Awesome. Thank you, Isaiah. Appreciate it.
Study of program, please pick up the registration.
Hazy, they said a little soft on the focus.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. Much better. Gotcha. Thank you. Straight live this time.
Straight line.
Yeah, of course. Good seeing you. Likewise. I'll step off that way.
Put your stuff on this side.
Cool, cool. Ten seconds. Stand by.
Hello? Oh, the barricade. Oh, does it matter?
Well, Victoria, you're not wrong. A lot of people are showing up this morning to find shock that their flights have been grounded. All flights in and out of El Paso have been grounded by the FAA. Now, I want to go ahead and show you just a quick look here. Completely empty. No flights going on right now. There's no people waiting in line to get through the TSA. So again, no action happening here both in and out of El Paso. According to the city and the FAA's website that tracks these restrictions, it appears to be security related. Again, we did get some more info from CNN, a source familiar with El Paso, Texas flight restrictions, who was briefed by the Federal Aviation Administration, tells CNN the sweeping flight ban was driven by military operations from nearby Briggs Army Airfield, located on Fort Bliss. Drones as well as helicopters and other aircraft operate from the facility. The source said that the FAA acted after the Department of War could not assure the safety of civilian aircraft in the area. El Paso International Airport typically handles about 100 flights a day, roughly 1,000 flights over the 10-day shutdown. Now, again, this announcement just came just after 11 p.m. last night in a post from the El Paso International Airport. It says that the FAA had issued a flight restriction on all flights in and out of El Paso. It's going to be in place from February 10th at 11:30 p.m. to February 20th at 11:30 p.m. It is also impacting the airspace in Santa Teresa, New Mexico. Now, again, the city has warned all people who are looking to get in contact with their airlines to figure out what the next steps are. They are asking that you reach out to them. We have reached out to the Department of Homeland Security as well as the FAA to find out more information on what the security risk involved. I'm live inside the El Paso International Airport. Mark Baugh, KFOX 14 Morning News. All right. Good morning, El Paso. This is the first time I've done something like this. Let's see here. Now we're going to be giving you guys, let me go ahead and do this first. All right, good morning, El Paso. We are live on Facebook right now, so if you are seeing me, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comments. We can try and get those answered for you. While we're waiting for some questions to come in, I do want to emphasize, again, all flights in and out of El Paso are grounded. They aren't going to be able to go in or out of El Paso for the next 10 days. Now, the situation is still early on. We're still learning a lot of information as to what that security risk involved and any other details like that. So if you have questions regarding, flights, what the situation is looking like here at the airport, we could go ahead and try to give those details to you right now. Well, right now at the airport, I would say there's a lot of people just waiting, waiting for an answer to their situation. Flights canceled, delayed, they don't know their situation, so they're just trying to get in line to talk to someone, to figure out what they need to do next. A lot of people we spoke to today mentioning business trips and, just wrapping up long trips that they're ready to get home, or even just starting the trip to get, towards a board meeting. One person we spoke with earlier mentioned they are on a board in Amarillo. They aren't able to get there through flying today, so they probably are going to have to find a rental vehicle of some sort to get to wherever they need to be. But again, just a lot of people waiting for information right now. A lot of people waiting around. That's an interesting question about the medical helicopters. We still are working to figure out that information because we're also curious about that, including FSTAR. How are they going to be operating within this airspace? We have reached out to El Paso Fire. We're still working to figure out those details, and assuming so, as the city and all the other city agencies have been working with the FAA to figure out what can happen and what's allowed. Why did this occur? It's a very precautionary thing. CNN, we got some information from them. I'm going to go ahead and read that for you guys one more time here, just to go ahead and emphasize what's going on. So a source familiar with the El Paso, Texas flight restrictions, who was briefed by the Federal Aviation Administration, tells CNN that the sweeping flight ban was driven by military operations from nearby Biggs Army Airfield, located on Fort Bliss. Drones as well as helicopters and other aircraft operate from the facility. The source said that the FAA acted after the Department of War could not assure the safety of civilian aircraft in the area. El Paso International Airport typically handles about 100 flights a day, and that's going to be nearly about 1,000 flights during this 10-day shutdown. Yes, so this is only in El Paso at the moment. It is also affecting the Santa Teresa, New Mexico airspace, but outside of those two areas, no other restrictions are taking place at the moment. I want to go ahead and emphasize something for you guys, while I'm waiting for some more questions to come in. A lot of people have just been showing up since the early hours this morning, since 4 a.m., since even before that. That's when we about got here, me and my crew. About 4 a.m. we got here. A lot of people waiting in line already, trying to figure out the situation. So you can imagine people's days are going to be taken up by the situation. People's weeks are going to be taken up by the situation.
FAA just sent out a statement. Did you see that?
Oh, let's see.
There it is.
Oh, okay, here we go. So actually, guys, we got some breaking news here. I want to go ahead and take this into account here for anyone who's watching on Facebook. The temporary closure, this is from the FAA directly. One second. The temporary closure of the airspace over El Paso has been lifted. There is no threat to commercial aviation, and all flights will resume as normal. Now, that's a pretty big update. Be sure to stay tuned on air for any situations and any other updates that we get.
Lifted.
Yeah.
It looks like we're in the clear. Hell yeah, bro.
Nice. Okay, I don't know if we're still live on
Oh, that's right, huh?
But
all individuals must maintain control of their personal property, including
Okay.
carrying of baggage and
stand by. Okay.
to avoid transporting the goods without their knowledge. Todos los pasajeros deben permanecer en control de sus cosas personales, incluyendo el equipaje de mano y equipaje documentado, para evitar transportar artículos sin su conocimiento.
Just got word from the FAA.
Okay, okay. Hello, sorry, Marianne. I was finishing up that web story and we got the FAA stuff, so I wanted to drop it in.
Hey guys. Are you guys seeing that? Are you guys seeing that restrictions are lifted?
Yes. I know, I'm sorry. I was trying to finish up the wrap with web. I'm sorry. I'm ready now.
Yeah, I got you on that one for sure. Oh yeah.
They're not taking me then, I guess?
Sorry.
No, you're good, you're good. Am I not going off this block? Okay, so just wait until the 30s? Okay. Alright. They're not taking me.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So the FAA just posted on their social pages that the airspace has been lifted. So assuming a lot of these flights are going to start picking back up this week.
Definitely information.
Did you have a flight today?
Yeah, I had one at 7 a.m. to time.
Oh wow.
So I got my stuff
Just broke
to
him.
Tucson. So me and my friends were about to rent a car and head to Tucson. But now with this, perfect. I'm just going to stay here.
That's perfect. That's great to hear. Yeah, I'm
Orale, I
not too
will.
sure what exactly is happening with airlines. We're still reaching out of like how cancel flights and how that situation will work. But just keep an eye on it. Sure, that'll probably be updated.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. You have a good rest of your day.
Don't be scared. Be prepared. Did you drop it on purpose or did you drop it on that? Looks like now everybody who's here is going to be able to board their flight. They haven't removed the barriers though. Haven't removed the barriers though.
Oh yeah. You know what we should do? We could show the sign. It says now.
Sweet. Let's do it.
I'll mention like
Yeah, and I'll
obviously,
cancel it
I'll
for
just
sure.
mention like I don't know if these are confirmed. You can see on the board here. They do say they have all these.
Let's do it. That's dope. Fucking Channel 7 interviewing a homie over here. Hell yeah. So let's. So now it looks like everything is good to go. Looks like it is.
Hello. Okay. 2 seconds. Hello? 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 All flights in and out of El Paso are grounded. Coming up, we'll tell you the latest and what it's looking like inside El Paso International Airport. Hello? 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 Yes. Okay, I can lead with that. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Cool, cool.
That's good. Yeah, when it gets its paints ready,
It's like a mix of there's some that say canceled, some that say now, certain times. Yeah, no, I was gonna mention it. I completely forgot on the last hit, but this one I'll mention the signs.
well, actually, they just called us again. They called us again. No, it's a big collaboration.
Can I use this new CNN stuff? Hello? Okay, I'm just not gonna do it.
Especially like if they want like detailed work, then like we could so Rojas and Joe Battle. Yeah. I was really
Cool, cool. Avoid the new CNN stuff. Okay. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Well, it's been a whirlwind of a morning for not only us here, but people at the airport. People are finding out information just as we are in the newsroom. Again, that temporary restriction has been lifted now, so people are starting to prepare for their flights. But I want to go ahead and show you real quick, even though that that restriction has been lifted, not many people still waiting to get in line. You can see that board up there as well. Now showing some different times for some previously canceled flights. You can also see some of them still marked as canceled. We're still working on talking to those airlines, trying to get those updates on if these flights are being affected still. And of course, we will give you that update as soon as we start to get that. This announcement came just after 11 p.m. last night in a post from the El Paso International Airport. It did say that the Federal Aviation Administration had issued a flight restriction on all flights in and out of El Paso. It was in place, or it was intended to be in place from February 10th at 11:30 p.m. to February 20th at 11:30 p.m. It was also impacting the airspace in Santa Teresa, New Mexico. Now, again, we are still working on getting additional details on what caused the closure, anything like that. As soon as we start to get those updates, we'll be sure to be bringing those to you here over on our websites and, of course, as always, here on our stations. Apologies. Reporting live inside the El Paso International Airport, Mark Baugh, KFOX 14, Morning News. Clear. Sorry.
Nah, you're good.
That's twice now that's happened. There was that other guy that was trying to talk to me.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, hold on.
Hold up real quick.
Interview?
Yeah.
Just pull them.
I don't even think I need to take the job anymore.
So you click social, you're going to say mini like update or it's going on the back.
Oh, no.
I've been trying to grab a few people. I am still trying. I haven't gotten lucky with anyone yet. I'll keep trying. Yeah, of course. Right. Hello? Hello? Cool, cool. Sounds good. Not even, none of the CNN stuff. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I got you. I'm trying. I'm trying. Okay. Bye. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Did I ruin it?
No, no. All good. All good.
We haven't officially met yet.
Oh, Mark.
Tirsa.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm usually dayside or working weekends, so
Used to be dayside for a little bit, but now they got me back in the morning.
you know what, the mornings are nice though because you end early. I am personally a fan at times.
I know, I love it.
It's the sleep.
I live that love.
Good, hell yeah.
I'm able to set things up.
You could grocery shop. No one's freaking there.
Hey, from the exit on live, you want again, they want to update it,
How
the
many
flight.
people went CBS?
Almost a year now reporting.
Yes,
I
sir.
started in June last year.
June 1.
Oh, dope.
And I was on desk before that, so maybe about
cool.
6 months on desk.
Okay, so a veteran at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
Incredible. Well, great meeting you. I see you on TV, and I know it's so funny. I feel like I know people without actually knowing them.
Right? It's a weird feeling, but it's
The industry.
100%.
But awesome. Yeah, if you ever need anything, not that you would, but
For sure. Thank you. Yeah, likewise.
definitely. Good job.
I was like, where you going, girl? There's still a party going on over here. I know, right? Yeah, right.
So the next couple hits, I think, are just going to be straight lines.
They want to
Oh,
update
the new.
it. Yeah, you want to do it?
I'll do that first.
He's rolling.
Swag.
No, you're good. We're doing a look like, but you're good. Go for it. Dale.
Cool. I'll just focus on the sign then.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, look live. Or intro, tag, everything. In 3, 2. Well, a massive update out of the El Paso International Airport here. The FAA has announced on social media that they have lifted the temporary restriction of the El Paso airspace. Now, I want to go and show you, it's still pretty empty here in the airport. It's a very quiet morning here, but again, it's been quite hectic. We've seen people waiting in line. We've seen people trying to figure out the next steps for their flights. Again, we've talked to a few people who mentioned that they had to get to important board meetings as well as just wrapping up a book tour. So it's a very interesting situation. A lot of people having to find out what the next steps are. Again, the FAA has now lifted that restriction, so people, again, having to pivot, having to figure out what is happening with their flights. We are still working on details as to what happened. We reached out to the Department of Homeland Security as well as the FAA for additional details on what caused the closure. We are still working to get those details for you, but as soon as we do, be sure to bring them to you here and on our websites. Reporting from the El Paso International Airport, I'm Mark Baugh. Cool.
Bam.
And then 90 away from hit.
Go for it, bro. We're ready. That was it, brother. See, I know that's what he said. They haven't said why, but they really like the statement as to now it's open. The FAA said it's good to go.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Thanks, man.
What's up? Okay, thank you. Okay. I'm gonna go keep trying. They said 3 minutes. That's my bad.
That it's been lifted. Dude, we've been going live for Newsdesk, CNN, everybody, wait, all six of their goals. And then plus they want to look like. One thing I never did in my life, I don't have any regrets, but one little one, I never banged an air flight attendant. No? I always wanted to bang it. Like, she's like, I'm just in town overnight, you know? Yeah. I just looking for a good time. I can see it, man.
Yeah, of course. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Test 1 2. Hello. Awesome. Thank you. Oh. FitFam just reposted my.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
real
You're popping.
crazy.
Hell yeah.
Stand by. In show.
Cool.
Well, I will say, Victoria, the prevailing feeling from a lot of people has just been confusion. You know, the sudden change of the restriction being lifted in under an hour after it happened. It's a very intense situation here. A lot of people we spoke to having to change plans at the last minute. You can see now, though, that there is starting to get some traffic down towards that TSA line, so it looks like we are starting to open up here, starting to get some of those flights going. You can also see that flight board over there off to the right a little bit further. It's also showing some now times, now 9 a.m., now 6 a.m., now 5:33 p.m. Now these flights are we're still working to figure out how many flights are canceled or how many flights were actually affected by this. We are still working to get those details for you, of course, but we just want to go ahead and give you some background just on what happened here. The announcement came just after 11 p.m. last night in a post from the El Paso International Airport. It says that the Federal Aviation Administration had issued a flight restriction on all flights in and out of El Paso. That restriction was supposed to be in place from February 10th at 11:30 p.m. to February 20th at 11:30 p.m. But again, the FAA has announced that that has been lifted. It was also impacting the airspace in Santa Teresa, New Mexico. Again, we have been speaking to people in line. We are still working to figure out details such as how many flights were canceled. We have reached out to the Department of Homeland Security and the FAA to get more details on what caused this closure. Again, as soon as we get those updates, we'll bring them to you here and on our websites. I'm live inside the El Paso International Airport. Mark Baugh, KFOX 14 Morning News.
Okay, well, I have a 758, so I'm not going to. Okay, so I'm. Yeah, so I'm heading over to City Hall. All right. Presser at City Hall, 8 o'clock.
Presser at City Hall?
Yeah. What did I do with the fucking ticket? I left it in the car. Yeah. I hope I did.
I think it can also track. I forget.
Oh, it can? Fuck it.
I think.
I
don't
hope.
remember how it does it. I think if you just put the. Or no, we didn't put a card in.
No.
It's probably.
Just because it's used for Dude, you come out on CNN.
like the stuff we've gotten from CNN and everything, right? Okay, cool. So I'm really just focusing on what it's been like and what we're at now. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Thanks. Okay, so I'm going to be live 3 times during the month. Oh.
Also, the mayor sent out a statement. Dude, how much juice do we got on this thing? Oh, at 8. I haven't told me anything. What's the street for City Hall?
I don't know if we're hitting right now, but in the text it says 7:45.
Carrying firearms with TSA screening checkpoint of the airport is prohibited by federal regulations. Remember to check carry or baggage for firearms before entering the screening checkpoint. Los reglamentos y la ley federal prohíben transportar armas de fuego a través del punto de control de inspección TSA ante un aeropuerto. Todo equipaje debe ser revisado en busca de armas de fuego antes de ingresar al punto de inspección.
So not at 7:45. Check. The hit times is 7:45. Why aren't they asking it?